Hello, everyone. My name is Stefani Ruelas, and welcome to Child Lat Chats con CLCA. Today, our topic is going to be keeping an active lifestyle and mental health. And to help with this conversation, we have amazing friends, Alfredo and Kat. If y'all want to introduce y'all, you can do it now.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. I am Kat. I'm a committee member on CLCA. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm exploring with my major. So right now I'm into cinema and digital media. My hometown is LA, specifically the San Fernando Valley, and I'm back at home.
Nice. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Alfredo Arzola. I'm a second year cognitive science and design double major. I'm from Riverside, California. Use pronouns he, him, his. And I'm currently in Davis right now as well. So, yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with why I picked this topic. I know I might sound a little weird just because we're in quarantine and we can't really go outside and do a lot of things. But I know it helps most of us to just do a little bit of physical exercise at home. So I chose this topic because I love listening to other people's experiences on active lifestyle and how it affected their mental health. And I hope that y'all listening to how it affected our life and how it has become a part of us would motivate you to do something new today. If it's just a walk, then it's okay. And I hope by the end of this podcast, you'll get to know more about me and our lovely guests. So a little FYI, I will be mentioning a lot of things about exercising and mental health, but I just want you all to know that I am not a professional. So if you really need help, you can seek personal trainers certified or a counselor, but we are always here for your help if you want to do a little workout with any one of us. I don't know about y'all. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
We will be there to motivate you and help you, but I hope everything we say, you take it as an advice and motivate yourself to get out there. But we're going to get started with some of our questions. And we're going to try and answer as many questions as we can. Excuse the noise in the back. Okay. So we're going to start with our personal life and our background. So how did you all start working out or began this active lifestyle, and how has it affected your mental health?
So it kind of started in high school. I struggled with asthma, so my doctor would give me a bunch of inhalers and stuff, and it got so bad that I was super dependent on that medicine. And it wasn't until when I got to high school I met the cross country coach, and he told me people with asthma don't actually need it. It's just the reinforcer, And so he was telling me, I'm going to train you. And I wasn't planning on staying in cross country. I signed up for it just because I like a sport. But I wasn't planning on staying. I'm who wants to run for fun? This is dumb. But he I told him about my condition. He said, okay, fine. You don't have to stay or compete, but let me just train you to get rid of the asthma. And while we were doing that, I was falling in love with running, exercising. I was falling in love with competing. I love competing, and from there it just kind of took off. I ran the marathon. I was getting more into exercising and healthy eating. He was teaching me there's a funny story actually. He was the one that taught me about nutrition before I started taking nutrition courses at Davis. And in my community we're predominantly Hispanic, and so he was telling us that you can't eat pan, no pan, we're gonna go a week without pan. Oh my gosh, the entire team started to revolt. They were what? No pan? So that was funny. But as to mental health, I think it really improved my mental health, because I remember I would go through stages of I can't say depression because I was never diagnosed with it, so it's best that you go get diagnosed before you actually claim to have depression. But I did go through I was diagnosed with anxiety, but I really did go through really tough mental gaps, mental holes, and running was the best way to just get rid of that. I would run and just think about how my day could be worse or how my day could be better. And it's a lot of time for you, you're by yourself, you're in your own head, you're going through a lot of pain, so you just want to think about other things. So running was kind of my escape from the world's troubles.
Ooh, especially with that, I have somewhat similar as well. especially with like during high school, I feel like I got into swim, and then when I was swimming, I was like, it was always like after school, and it was my time to like just relax. So I feel like I'm such like an over worrier, like I stress over so many things that I feel like I need that time to like really just like keep my mind silent and just be able to just like not think. Like literally, I love swimming. And I would always say this is because I didn't have to worry about like the problems. I only have to worry about not drowning, and that would be like that's just like just keep going, you know. And like I loved it, especially because I don't know that after a long day, I knew that I could just go into the pool and just be like, "This is it," you know. This is it's just me in the water, and that's it. And I was like, and that something like so freeing. Something's like I thought like it's so like metaphoric or something. But yeah, it was powerful. And then now my senior year, I feel like I wasn't really involved in swimming because I had to stop because of how like involved I was. And I feel like that took a big toll on me. I feel like I was just too stressed out, and I was like too much stuff was going on. So when I got into Davis and then my first year, that's when I started to get back into like exercising and just doing things for myself and just like taking the time to like de-stress. If I would catch myself just really being so stressed out and like where I couldn't even stand like being still, like I feel like my whole body was just like I need to like dig it out and just run or just like be active, just sweat it out. And I feel like that helped me a lot, especially with like mental health and like just being able to like keep up like good energy, good vibes, and like just to, like keep myself going and not crashing and burning, especially if I just like don't take that time for myself. I was like it's so important to take time for yourself. Yeah, that's me right now. Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree with both of you. It's like yeah, yeah. Like it just makes me so happy to hear how being physically active can help someone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started, I would say, middle school, just because I joined sports too. So it was kind of like in the beginning I wrestled, so then that helped a lot with your physical, obviously. But after that, during the summer, it was kind of like, what are you gonna do now, type of thing. Like you did that, so how are you gonna? Is it just gonna be like a sport thing, or are you gonna keep being physically active? And I started being physically active just because, like Kat said, I was in a state of mind where it was kind of like not depressed, but like in a bland mood type of thing. And then throughout high school, it seemed more like a schedule type of thing. And what helped me think through life was running and exercising. So I think that really helped me maintain the physical activity because I did it for so long, it just became a habit. And in college, since we didn't have the sports that we were so used to doing, because it was just like, oh, we're gonna go practice. So it's like I didn't even have to excuse that. I didn't have to I didn't have someone to push me because we obviously had the coaches like, oh, you're coming to practice, right? So it's kind of like, oh, I have to do it type of thing. So and I also swam, and Alfredo and I have gone swimming a couple of times. And I do agree that it does feel like it's just you in the water. And it's so good. That was like the sport that I felt like it was most relaxing to me just because it really made me think. Like when you're swimming laps and laps, it's like, what else can you think about? So it's like you just think about life, and it's just like so good. And then so coming to college, I felt like I needed to do something just because of all the stresses with the classes. Like Alfredo said, I don't know, I felt like it wasn't just me, but Alfredo just said he felt like that too. I felt like at some points I had so many things to do, and like having to learn so many things with like chemistry and math and all that. I did feel so stressed out, and it's like sitting down in my seat, I felt like I could not listen to what's going on in that class. So right after the class, I would go for a run or something to like get rid of those bad vibes too. So it's like, and that's what I still do now. So whenever I feel stressed, I just go out for a run or do a little exercise to kind of clear my thoughts and know what I'm gonna do and put it in my head. Yeah. I'm so glad it has helped everyone. It makes me so happy. Okay, our next question, which we kind of talked about right now, is how do you manage stress? And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring the mental health into physical activity, because like you just heard from all of us, it has helped our mental health and it has affected us in one type of way. Do you want to get started, Kat? How you manage?
Yeah, I can get started. So I feel like I've always been a stressful person. Like my mom can vouch for me. I worry for like the
Mm.
dumbest things. Like if it's not like, I mean, I gotten better, but in high school, but if it wasn't like the details weren't written down to like its bone, then I would freak out. And it was really bad. But I mean, in high school, it was running. Running was my outlet. But something that I got into in high school as well was meditation. And I started meditating like around sophomore year. And that really, really helped me. Like it started off with like just 5 minutes, like just 5 minutes closing my eyes and breathing. And then when I was like, okay, this isn't enough, like I need more, I started going onto YouTube and there was like 10 minutes, there was 20 minutes. And it wasn't until my peak meditation was senior year. And I was able to meditate for like an hour, like sit down and do nothing for an hour. And it was amazing. Like it really opened my eyes to different things that I didn't know I could do. And then once I got to college, I kind of just started, like, I stopped. It was back to like 10 minutes, 10 minutes. But now that I'm here in quarantine, especially managing my stress as being with my family 24/7, meditating has really helped. Meditating and home workouts, because I think I started doing home workouts senior year as well. I would do a home workout and then I would meditate. And afterwards, like I would just feel refreshed. Like even if it was the middle of the day or like the beginning of the day, it doesn't matter what time of the day. Once I did that routine, I felt like a new person. Like I would take a shower and I'd be like, okay, let's get to work. Like let's do an assignment. Like you feel motivated to actually be able to do stuff instead of just laying down, being on TikTok, and then when you get up, it's like you don't want to do it. You just want to go back on TikTok, But when you do that like routine and you're consistent with it, you not only see results with your body, but you see results with like your mental health and your mind. So for me, it's like home workouts and meditation, like emphasis on meditation.
Dude, that's really nice. No, for myself, it's like, especially during senior year, I feel like this is where like I really dove into it, especially with like just the stresses of everything, but also like painting. Painting has helped me so much. Like I used to like just listen to music or just like put on a show, like a series or like any gay movie I could find that I was just trying to film myself. Um, Especially like I just love like any like cheesy romantic rom com or like anything like that. And I would watch them and I would paint. And literally there was like no objective to painting. It was just putting paint to paper and that's it. Like that motion just kind of freed me in a way. And slowly, if you look at it, maybe it has some relation to like what I was doing at the moment. But honestly, it was just like me trying to like let out what I was feeling and just like let it, and visually see it, which I feel like helps me a lot. And be like, damn, that one's kind of dark. I was feeling some type of way today. But I feel like that and like really just being able to express myself and like be able to run and just like walk out the door, like that sense of like being able to free myself or like from the stress at that moment helps so much. Especially like with Cat too. I'm like an over stressor and I'd be stressing about the things that I don't even have time to be stressing over. But it's just like working out or just like painting are those things where I don't really have to overthink them. It's like if you do them, you do them. If you don't, you don't. It's like it's one of those things where just like do it, go ahead. You can get really technical working out later on like the position, what is that? But like sometimes just doing something helps for sure. Yeah.
So, like I was saying, for me, managing stress would be also running, like Kat said, and doing as of right now is doing like the home exercises just because we can't really go outside and go to gyms. I started hiking a lot more, and I think that being in nature for me has helped me a lot with stress just because I don't know, I feel like it's more clear outside and more like taking a deep breath outside makes me feel like I'm clearing my mind and it's like restarting the day, and it's like I think that's really what helps us a lot. And also, just a little FYI, exercising literally is proven to boost your mood. So what Kat said, that after exercising, she feels like ready to start the day with a better mood. I totally agree with her because there is days where it's like, I don't even want to get up from bed. It's like, do I really want to work out? Like, why am I doing this type of thing? So there is days where all of us feel unmotivated and it's like totally normal, but it's just pushing yourself to do those little 15 minutes, or if it's 30 minutes and you feel like you only worked out for like 15 minutes, that's good enough. It's like you moved your body. You're just like, I see it as like, oh, let's see what my body can do today type of thing. Not like I'm going to push myself and like kill myself tonight type of thing. It's like, no, you're celebrating how you can move. And it's like, I think about it like that just because my mom, a lot of the time, she's like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. And it's like, but you're walking. It's like, a lot of people can't do that out there, mom. It's like, you have to celebrate what you can do. You have to celebrate, like, you can get stronger. So it's like type of thing to go and push yourself to do like one push-up today. And yeah, Alfredo saying celebrating how you can. And it's like, a lot of people are like, oh no, they get really sad because they compare each other. So it's like, oh, you can do push-ups and I can't. So it's like, it's over for me type of thing. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, I wasn't like this before. I have mentioned how previously I have injured an arm. So it's kind of like a restart for me. I was already working out, and it was kind of like when I dislocated my elbow, I had to do everything all over again and regain my strength. And it's like, I felt how a lot of people have been like felt like from the start, that it was like, I can't do anything type of thing. So it's like, yes, you can. Like, I remember I couldn't move my arm, but I would go outside and go for a run because I knew my legs could move, but my arm couldn't. So it was like, I know my legs could move. I'm going to go for a walk or I'm going to go for a run. So then I would do that. And then from there I swam, which helps a lot. If you have any type of injury, swimming helps a lot. And then I was able to start, like, I practiced with my push-ups and I got to that point. It's like, I think it's just like being committed and having that little goal motivation that will keep you to get there. Oh my God, I totally went off topic because we were talking about stress. But I think also, like, having that thought of not being able to do stuff stresses you out. So it's like having the thought of like, oh my God, I need to be active. And it's like having this thought in the back of your head is like, oh my God, I need to be active, I need to be active, I need to be active. And I have all these things going on in school. Stresses a person out. And I think I've been there too. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, no, I'm like piggybacking off of that. That's super important. What you tell yourself, like, as to the reason why you're exercising, is like gonna affect the consistency that you have. Mm-hmm. So if you're doing it to get a nice body, yeah, that's gonna work. But if you don't have, like, in the back of your head, I want to get healthier, or I want to work on my mental health, or like there's like a bigger reason besides the physical image or like the appearance that you're trying to mock off of somebody, then it's not gonna last. Like, trust me, like, I went through that in high school. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're trying to get a certain body type, you're just gonna get there, and then once you're there, you're gonna quit, and you're just gonna stop. So like, I really agree with that. Like, just having I don't want to say a good reason, because all reasons for exercising are good, but just have like a reason that will help be consistent. Mm-hmm. Is what I'm trying to say.
So going off with that, since has like the stress and all that, why do you think it's important, especially for college students, to make time to care about their mental health and their physical health?
Especially with that one, I was like, while being in college, I feel like there is no set time for things. It's like, yes, you have your schedule and you have your homework, but I feel like coming out of high school, where everything was like, you only focus about school from 8 to 2, and that's where it is, and then you just go home, do homework, and you're done, while like college is like, you're in school regardless of what time it is. You have to do homework, you have to do readings, you have to do this. It's like, there's a lot of things that can stack up, especially because once we get into college, I feel like there's more struggles too, especially where you're at too, regardless of it being like maybe a first generation or like low income, or just financial insecurities, or just like food insecurities. There's like anything to have to do with it is like can add to the stress. And I feel like hopefully, like, really taking care of your health and like your physical and mental health can be really important, especially like with all these stressors, trying to maintain yourself to be able to like combat that and just like work through them, rather than like letting them just like all pile up and just like attack you at the moment. It's like really trying to like, you know what, let's take this like easy. At least I'm grounded, I'm okay, and let's like, you see, look at it from a different way, like see what we can do. And especially with that one, it's like us college students, like, we're so easy to just like think that we just have to focus on our homework and like to focus on like our grades. We can forget about ourselves. So we can forget about sleeping, eating well. Like, like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go get like the quickest, fastest thing, or like the cheapest thing, and that usually is not like the healthiest. Or we have to like study for something, so we spend like all night cramming, but then you wake up and you're like dead. Because like, trying to like pace yourself, schedule yourself, and be able to also give time back to yourself, because breaks help so much. it's like the whole thing with like what how Kat was saying is like giving yourself little goals or just a consistent goal to be able to keep going. Like if you don't tell yourself like, hey, I'm gonna study for this long, I'm have a break and like maybe work out or like walk for a little bit, that little balance keeps you going even farther rather than crashing after like 4 hours of studying. It's like you have to like be able to like balance, and it might be hard, but like trying different things or just listening to what your body like likes or dislikes is really important too. Yeah.
Like, I really, really like that. Just the whole, because I mean, I'm a first year. Like, high school is so fresh in my mind. So, in high school, it was like that whole stuff. High school is that whole, like, you have a set time for school, and then homework, realistically, you got it done easily. Like, there was no extra, like, work that you had to put in. But for college, it's like you have a morning class, and then that same day, have no classes throughout the entire day, and then have that night class. And it's so easy for you to be like, okay, I'm going to lay down, and then just wait for my next class. Like, that's so easy. It's so easy for you to do that because realistically in college, you don't have that parent, like, on top of you being like, come on, have you done your homework? Have you done this and that? It's like you're by yourself. So the way I saw it was like, I like imagine me going to the gym was like another class. Like, because if I put it in my head, like, it's like a class, like, it's like you have to go, then I would like stop my studying, get ready and go, and then come back and just continue it. So like, just really prioritizing yourself was something that I learned winter quarter. And it was something that I think helped me grow as a person. So, I mean, just everything that Alfredo said, I agree with. Like, I don't really know what else to add besides that. Like, that's super important.
No, yeah, I agree with y'all. Just because I think especially for college students, having that little getaway, escape from, I would say, reality, because you're so stressed about like getting that major and career and thinking about what classes to take next quarter when the quarter already started and barely started. And it was just like, we have all these stressors that I think it's really healthy for us just to take it as like a little getaway and just think about like everything or not think about anything, because when it comes to meditating, you're trying not to think about anything. And that's also something I started doing, and mine is like 5 to 10 minutes and then I can't do it anymore. But it has helped so much. This past week I felt like there was a day where I felt like there was so many things in my head, and it was like it made me realize that we're in quarantine, like we can't do so many things we were used to. And that with like, oh, we had to take online midterms, and like, oh my god, you have this book review due and you haven't even started your book, and it's like all these stressors that it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go meditate and like try and balance my emotions right now. And so I did. It was literally called Balance Your Emotions, like meditating, and it was so good and just put me in like all right, I got this and I'm just gonna do it. And I think yeah, Alfredo, you point out a lot of things that's like so important. But yeah, taking time to take care of yourself, I think is just so important. And I think for people that haven't started doing that, so this is a different question now. So how would you convince someone who isn't into fitness to try it, or who isn't into like hasn't thought about having an actual active lifestyle? So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I know a lot of people feel like they don't have the motivation to do it, or like, hey, I usually do have the motivation for like 5 days and it's over type of thing, like having that short term. And I feel like for me, it's not even thinking about it type of thing. Don't stress about it, basically. Because it's like a lot of people are like, oh, I made this goal on myself that I'm going to work out for like 21 days type of thing. Or, hey, I made it to this goal to like this. And yes, you have your short-term and long goals, but then it's like, what's going to keep you going type of thing. And for me, I felt like not thinking about it and just doing it helped so much. And it's like a lot of people would tell you that, but it's like, really, how would you do that type of thing? Maybe you just don't, because I'm just thinking for people that started like barely, and it's like, really, how do you do it? And it's like, really, you just get up and do it and don't think about it. Like, get up and do it, don't think about it. Don't stay in bed extra 5 minutes and be like thinking about, should I do it, should I not? It's like, don't even think about that, just get up and do it. And it's like, that has helped me so much. And then soon it will become a habit that you're just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to go do that because I know it makes me feel better. Like, think about how it affects you after the workout or after the exercise, after the 1 mile walk that you took. Separate them for 3 like divide them in 3 and do 3 miles at the end of the day. It's like take those little breaks in between your study sessions. So I think it's just, yeah, if you guys literally, if any of the ones listening have any questions with like how to start or like what to do, let any of us know. But you guys could go ahead and answer the question now.
I mean, I'd like to add on to that. I agree with that, but I also think that if you have a friend, like that's like super important. Like in high school, I had my coach, but when I got to college, I had my roommate. Like she was like into like the step thing, and I was like into like running and stuff. So I had my roommate, and we would do like 5 a.m. workouts just to. That was when we were super. That was we don't do that anymore. But but we did that, and then after that I found Steph, and like Steph and I would work out. Steph and like we would find other people and we'd work out. And even just like now that I don't have Steph around me, I literally just send her a snap, like a Snapchat of like me sweating, and she's like, I'm proud of you. And it's like just that, like that reassurance, just having a friend is like super important. But also like if you are working out with your friend, don't pressure them. Like if they're not ready to do it and if they're not gonna do it, like pressuring them just makes them have like this negative feeling or this negative emotion towards exercising. So don't do that. Like I never pressured my roommate. It was just like whenever she wanted to go, you know, we'd go. Or I'd go and then she can accompany me. And I would even offer like, oh hey, you wanna work out with me? She's like, no, I have to do this. So I'm like, okay, have fun, good luck with that. Like pressuring is terrible. Don't do that. But having a friend is important. Like it really helps you.
Can I add something to that too? Yeah, when it comes to the pressuring too, because I know a lot of friends are like, hey, we're gonna wake up and do this in the morning. I would want to say to, if one doesn't feel like it, to not pressure them in a negative way type of thing. Like, hey, if you don't get up right now, you're like, how are you gonna lose those 10 pounds you want to lose? But then kind of say it like in a bad way type of thing. I don't want to put all these words out there because I just don't like saying them. It's like, hey, are you gonna get up or are you gonna like stay fat? And it's like, no. It's like all these things you're kind of putting exercising as like, I need to exercise or I'm gonna get fat. And it's like you don't want to have those words, those negative like words with exercising. And it also goes to your mental health. And it's like, oh, you're viewing these things as like so negative, and it's like you have to try and turn that into like a positive mindset to why you're doing it. It's like we're getting up because, hey, I want to do 2 more minutes of running because last time I got really out of breath. And it's like, maybe if I do 2 more minutes today, like tomorrow I can do another 3. And it's like increase your mileage, kind of like in a positive way. And I think that I just wanted to add that to that with the pressuring.
No, that's good, especially with like what y'all were mentioning. It's like, especially with trying to convince someone. Because I remember just sometimes even like trying to convince myself to be like, you know what, like let's go, let's do this. Like, you know what, like I feel like sometimes I have to really just find in tune and be like you said, like be kind to yourself, but also be like understanding of like, what do I have to do today? What like how can this help me? Like how can this be like y'all said, like it helps you be improve like your work ethic and all that. It's like, yeah, it's true. It's like also trying to like, how would you like someone to like let you know, like, you know what, let's go do this, let's go, like at least let's start small. Like, I think that's very important to also like, because when a lot of people think of working out, they think of like the 5 workouts, the 5 repetitions, and like we're gonna do push-ups and running for like 5 minutes and It's like instead of doing all that, it's like, you know what, let's start small, let's see what we can handle, and let's see what we can. And like, and if you want to stop, feel free to stop. We can stop, take a breather, and just keep it going. You know, like you said, like pushing yourself minute by minute, task by task, I think is like super important. But also just like not make it too like daunting, like, oh, it's gonna be like this much of a workout, rather than just be like, you know what, let's just start small, go on a workout, a run, a walk, a bike ride, you know, let's pick it up a little bit, you know, like that helps a lot. Yes,
Because a lot of times it's not just like, I could say I do a lot of like circuit training and all that, and having reps and sets and all that, just because that's what I'm used to. But when it comes to you, just because one person does it doesn't mean like, oh, I have to do it too. Like, no, people could go on hikes and walks, and that's still exercise. Trying to get your heart up, it's any kind of, you know, exercise, whatever you like to do. And yeah, just remember to do whatever your body can do, and not try and match with another person. And that's what I tell a lot of my friends when I take them to work out with me. It's like, you can make this workout as hard as you want it to be, because it's your body. It's like, you're controlling what you're doing right now. And if you want to stop, you can stop. Like, you can go ahead and stop. But there's those times where you want to stop and you know you can continue. It's like, that's why it's like, don't let your mind also get to you, because you know you can do it. Like, don't stay in those 5 extra 10 minutes in bed because your mind's telling you, but you're physically okay and you know you can do it and you know will help you in the future. So it's just kind of like really like a mind game. I don't know if I say this a lot too, but it's literally a mind game. When you're doing your planks and you feel like you're gonna die in those 10 seconds left, and it's like, it's a mind game. Like, really put yourself like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this type of thing. Think about something. Think of yourself like running through a forest or something.
No, you know what I do?
Yeah.
I count, like, sing the ABC. Even like the now you know the ABC, and that's always like 30 seconds. And then I'm just like, okay, let me test myself and see if I can do it backwards. And then afterwards, like, the timer goes off. Like, sorry to interrupt, but like, that's a really good.
No, and you can all interrupt me whenever you want, just because I know when it comes to you guys, when you guys are talking, something comes up in my head too that I want to say, so y'all can interrupt. I didn't write this question down, but since you mentioned it, what do you guys think when you guys are working out? Where do you guys go mentally when you guys are working out?
Especially for myself, I was like, I love like music. So like, if I have a good song up in my head, like, I need like, there was a time when I was listening to like Sam Smith, and he was like, you know what, he was good, he keeps you going, like, he's a good bop. But like, I need like some like EDM to be like to like, you know, like, let me like pick up the pace right now, like, let me match this pitch. Or like, I have this one song where like it progresses like slowly, and like by the chorus I'm just like I'm like sprinting, and I love that, and I love that feeling. Or even just like powerful like songs that like they're just so uplifting that like it helps me so much. And also I feel like I also think about how it's gonna feel when you're done. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm gonna say I'm gonna like work out for an hour, and you're like, you would be surprised how fast an hour is when you're done with the hour. Like, you know how like sometimes you're like, oh shoot, I finished that, but like during it you're like, oh my god, it's gonna take forever. Like, just rely on when you're done and how that's gonna feel, rather than like while you're doing it. You know, just like keep doing it, and then once you're done, be like, oh shoot, I did that. That was powerful. That's cool. Like, let's keep going now. Like, I love that feeling of being like, in 20 minutes I'm gonna be done, and it's gonna feel way better than me over here huffing and puffing and like, you know, saying I can't do it. Like, yes, I can do it. Yeah, that's me.
I mean, for me, I listen to like trap music. Like, let me show you. Like, Apple has like this, it's lit kind of thing. And I like listening to it because it's like they cuss a lot. So it's like when I'm working out, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can cuss on this, but like, I'm a bad bitch. Like, I can do this, you know? Like, that really helps me, especially when like, because like, especially in high school, I don't know about you guys are in sports, but you know when you enter like the other school's territory and you're like, you walk in and you're like, kind of like that kind of thing. I pretend I'm doing that, but with like me, myself in my living room. Like, oh yeah, like my brothers pass by, I'm like, try find me, you know, that kind of thing. Like, kind of that like empowering feeling really helps me work out, and like that's what I think about. Also, like what Alfredo thinks about, but like I kind of do like little games just because. Like, for me, when I'm working out, time feels like forever, but it also feels short. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you just have to work out and you understand that feeling. Like, it feels long, but it's short. It's weird. So, like, when I'm working out, I, like, do the ABCs. Or, like, I play crisscross, like, tic-tac. What is that? Tic-tac-toe? And it's, like, by myself, which is weird. But, like, it helps, like, the time pass by. But, like, and also, like, in between each, like, because I do intervals, too. And in between each, like, little break, because you have to, like, give yourself a break, I, like, do, like, a little dance. Like, you know, like, just, like, just hype yourself up is what I do to myself.
The music, I agree so much. With
that's
the
good.
music. And I agree with like the empowerment feeling, because that's one of the reasons why I keep doing it. The feeling of strength and what you can do is just so empowering. It's like, wow, I can do this, and I'm like basically celebrating that I can do it. But you guys pointed out so many things that I like so agree with. But walking into the other school. It's like so true. You just walk in like, yeah, I'm here. I'm about to do something right now. That is so true. And I agree with Alfredo with the music. there's like so many playlists on Spotify if you have Spotify, Apple Music too, and different pages, YouTube too. There's many playlists, and you just have to look to see what you like, because it doesn't have to be like super upbeat or like trap music. I just can't listen to trap music because I need something that I won't hear myself breathing, or else I'm gonna stop, because you know that you're huffing and puffing, and it's like I can stop right now and stop myself from huffing and puffing. It's like, but no, I want to continue. And I agree with the time with the time being long but short, because when I worked out with friends, I'm not gonna point you all out, but a lot of the times I hear like, how many more sets do we need? And it's like, who cares? You just keep going. You keep moving. You keep going. It's like, if we have one more set, what's going to change if we have two more sets? It's like, what's the difference? Like, we're still going to keep moving, It's like, we still have to walk to our locker rooms. Like, that's still a form of exercise. So I think about it a lot like that. And it's just like, when I'm working out, I feel like so happy that it's just like, and it makes me so happy that all my friends are doing it with me too, because it's like, okay, they're suffering with me too. And it's like, I'm pretty sure if I'm huffing and puffing, they're huffing and puffing. So it's kind of like, yeah, let's just keep going. And I know a lot of the times, because I ran with Alfredo, he runs really fast, guys. I don't know. He made me like sprint the last like 0.2 miles, or like, hey, he would be so happy because he would be at the end like, oh my god, I know we're almost there. Like, I know we're almost there. And he's so happy running, I'm over here dying next to him, just because I have asthma too. And when it comes to running, it's like a challenge, because you really have to control how you're breathing. So it's like the last like 0.5 miles, I'm like huffing and puffing for reals. So it's like Alfredo being right next to me, like super happy, like, hey, we're almost there, is what really pushes me. It's like, oh my god, we are almost there. Like, even if I can't breathe right now, we're almost there, so I can just throw myself at the end or something. And it's like having that friend support. It could be family support. It could, like, we can be your support system if you need it. Honestly, just reach out to us, and we'll, like Kat said when she sends me snap stories, I love seeing that. So if you just want to send me like snap pictures of you sweating and breathing really hard, I don't care. Send them to me, and I'll like answer back, because I just love watching that. You're working for yourself. You're making yourself happy. That was really long.
And also just like the whole, because I do that too with what Alfredo does. When you like sprint the last mile, or like really push yourself the last mile, I always think about it like, okay, you're finishing the race. Like, finish the race. Like, are you gonna finish the race? Like, do you want people at the end of the line to see you like, or do you want to like, oh yeah, look at me, like I'm cool, like, So it's like, when you finish off strong, that's like how you finish your workout. So it's like, better finish strong than finishing off weak. Just like bouncing off to that.
So I was like, when I was in swim, I was like, our coach like see us, and he's like, listen, if you're not huffing and puffing, or like by that last one, I was like, you guys need to like try your all, because that little second could be the reason why you lose or why someone wins, So it's like, I always have the mentality of like, literally the last little push I can give myself, I'm gonna do it, because you know what? It's like, I can get out of the pool and like freaking like slug my way out, but at least I can know that I tried my best and be like, you know what? I did what I could, maybe next time I can do more. But I was like, yeah, I love that. Push yourself to the end. Yes.
Now that you mentioned swimming, it really, I got this little flashback with the huffing and puffing. Because swimming, honestly, it's like any other exercise. You can get out feeling super hot. And it's like, it's crazy to think that when you're swimming in a super cool water, when you get in, like, oh my god, you're so cold. But after swimming like laps and laps, you get out so hot, and literally you're sweating even if you're in the water type of thing. It's so crazy with the huffing and puffing. I remember I did a meet, and I finished off, and I got out the pool, like literally rolling out, and I was just like literally flat out, like out of breath. And it's like, yes, like that. And it's like, I just love that feeling, just because it's like, I did that. Like, it was me that did that. And you might be like, to our members, you might be hearing a lot about swimming, and if you don't know how to swim, there is classes out there, or when this is all over, reach out to us and then we'll teach you how to swim. But also with all these once we get back to campus, guys, have hope. There's a lot of PE classes that you can join, and that's also how I started running this, kept on running through college, was with the running classes they have, which is like 2 to 3 times a week, I think. There's what else is there? Like kickboxing, there's yoga, I believe. There's so many things, and also the ARC has classes too, and you can get a fee waiver and you don't have to pay for them. So just reach out to any of us, ask us about it, we'll let you know. And yeah, I love you guys, this is amazing. All right, we'll ask another question. I think this might be our last one. People say they want to be healthy, but they forget it's a lifestyle and commitment. How do you turn that short objective to a long term where you're committed long term? And this also goes with staying motivated and keeping a positive mindset, just because we do want to see it as like a life goal type of thing, and not just, hey, I'm trying to get that summer body. Yeah. So what do you guys have to say about that?
I mean, I could start. I would say short-term goals are like the little baby steps to long-term goals. So you have like your long-term goal, and then you have to have short-term goals. Mm-hmm. So like for me, I mean, I can give you an example. Like I work out 6 out of 7 of the days of the week. I always give myself a rest day. If you don't give yourself a rest day, then rest days are important, you know, physically, mentally, and also like for your body. Like your body can't like build that muscle or like break down whatever fat that you like burn during working out unless you give yourself time to rest. That's something that my coach taught me, that rest days are super important. But also I think short-term goals for me, like something that I see myself, like my short-term goals it's not really in terms of exercising, it's what I eat, like my nutrition. Those are my short-term goals. I took some nutrition courses, and and my coach was like, I was lucky enough to have a really cool dope ass coach, but he taught me what to eat, and like that. I think eating nutrition is super important. Like, don't see calories as like a way to get fat. Calories it's energy. Like what you eat is what you're fueling your body, you know. There's like so many things that I can get into, but it's like just it's better for you to learn it yourself. Like learn how to read a nutrition label, because nutrition labels are super important. Like unfortunately, US doesn't really, like, they're regulating it now, but like what you see there isn't exactly what you're eating. Like you can eat a whole bag, but that's not per serving. Like if it shows you per serving, so if you're gonna eat a whole bag and you eat more than like 28 cookies, then you have to do that times like 3 or times 4, and that's like 500-600 calories, and that's like not even the calories, it's like the fat that you're eating or like the sugar intake that you're eating. So it's like really learn how to like eat properly, you know, like not just fruits and veggies, like, you know, there's like avocado stuff, like just like I don't even know how to get into it, but like nutrition to me are my short-term goals, and that's something that I'm really working on, and that's just a part of like the lifestyle and like helping you commit, because when you eat good you feel good, and then it makes you want to work out. Like that's just the way I see it.
Yes, I agree with that.
No, Hexia, especially with that one, is like, especially with like forgetting that it's a lifestyle and a commitment. It's true, because we can be so like shadowed by like, oh, I only want to like do this or do that. Like I feel like we also need to like put in mind that like as long as we're doing something and we're continuing it, it's like that's gonna be like, you know, the commitment that we're putting into, like, especially with like it could be so daunting to be like, oh my god, I need to do this and this and this to like get that summer body, or like to do this. But like I feel like also, like even Kat said earlier, like once you get it, then what? Like you need to motivate yourself. But I feel like also be kind to yourself in the sense of like keep doing it, but sometimes just because you don't do the same thing as before doesn't mean you're not progressing either. Because the more you're consistent, the more you're progressing. It doesn't matter like what you do as well. And then you can push yourself, of course, like each day doing a little bit more, but also just be like, you know what? I never could say that I've worked out for like 3 days for like 4 days consistently, or like a week, or now a month, or now 2 months, 3 months, and you're like, you know, just keep doing it. But like just honestly, just starting and then just doing it helps a lot. Yes, that's for me.
Yes, I agree. Just I think the hardest part is starting, because I think we're all like, you all have this goal, starting and continuing, because if you haven't done like if you didn't do sports, because I know a lot of us did sports, so it was kind of like an easier transition for us, but I know there's a lot of people that haven't done any type of sport and can't I'm not pointing any of y'all. I'm just saying, like, I'm just putting that person, like, because there's a lot of people that haven't done any type of exercise and need help to how to do a proper squat. And it's like, it's okay to not know, because if that goes to you, you're already seeking out the help, like, hey, I want to do this for myself. And it's like, yeah, like, good job, you're starting that, like, path, that long-term path. And it's like, literally, that person's short-term goal was like, I want to learn how to do these exercise. And this, like, after you know that how to do those exercises, then that's when you start adding on more and more and more, like, also knowing to not push yourself too hard, because you can crush out, you can. And it's like having that rest day. Maybe you want to work out 3 times a week and then increase it, or maybe 2 times a week, that's fine. So having like those 2-3 times a week and then increasing it, because we all just, if you push yourself a lot, like, I know Kat says she does 6 times a week, which is great, but there's a lot of people that have to get there, you know what I mean? Like, just because.
And like, sorry to interrupt, but like, I worked my way up.
Yeah.
Like, I was 3 days out of 6. Like, I was 4. Like, I worked my way up. Like, now that I'm at 6 out of 7, that was like months in the making. So don't think that you can do that like right away. Like, I just wanted to put that out there.
No, that's good. Thank you so much. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people see on Instagram, a lot of like motivating fitspo people that are saying like, hey, I work out 6 times a week and I look like this and blah blah blah. And then your head starts thinking, it's like, oh my god, I want to look like that. And it's like, it takes time, and they're very, very restricted, and also what they eat and all that. But if you want to have it as like a long-term goal, like I want to be healthy, like, learn to think about it in like a positive way. You can get there, but it's like, how do you want to feel the long-term way too? Like, once you get there, are you saying like, oh my god, now I'm here? Like, are you thinking about it in a positive way or in a negative way? Like, hey, I want like a flat stomach, and it's like, that's what's gonna make me happy. And it's like, really? Like, once you get there, are you really gonna be happy, type of thing? Like, maybe you will be, because it's like, and then that's on thinking, having like a positive mindset. It's like, oh my god, I worked so hard to get here and I'm so happy. But I know in the long-term goal, it's like how you feel like mentally. And it also goes with nutrition too, because what you eat, literally, when I eat bad, the next day I do not want to get up from bed. It's like, and I know how it affects me, and I still do it sometimes, but it's like, we need to have those like stress-free, like those, I just took a really hard midterm and I'm gonna eat this pint of ice cream. And it's like, I feel so stressed this week, I think I'm just gonna watch Netflix and not do anything. And it's like, yes, that's okay. Like, we all aren't perfect. We really aren't. Those people on Instagram do the same thing. It's like, have those moments that you're like really relaxed, not worrying about anything, staying in bed the whole day. It's okay. But know that the rest of the days, you want to go back to your, okay, I'm going to work for myself, and like, I'm going to celebrate my body. It's like, just literally go outside and go for a walk and take a deep breath and restart the week.
And I want to like add one last thing to lifestyle. So when you work out, you're not only like helping your mental health, but in the sense of like confidence. Like, I was super, super shy in high school, but when I started like working on myself, I was like able to wear what I want, act like how I want, be spontaneous, and be able to talk to a lot of people. Like, I'm a first year. Like, you can't use that as an example, or like as an excuse. Look, I'm just putting myself out there. And the reason why I do this is because I grew like my confidence, and like, I owe a lot of my confidence to, working out, like, if I'm being honest.
And also adding on, because I know maybe a lot of the people listening are like from a Chicanx or Latinx background. And from our culture, working out at home is kind of weird. Because I know when I began working out and eating healthy was really, really weird. It was like, are you trying to kill yourself right now? It's like, what are you doing in your room right now? Like, why am I hearing huffing and puffing in your room? Like, why are you sweating so much? Like, once they see sweat on my forehead, it's like, stop it, you're sweating too much. And it's like, I'm just getting started. That was my warm-up. And it's like, a lot of the times my mom sees me work out or lift weights, and she's like, oh no, se te va a salir, no, what, like, se te va, like, you're gonna get something, you're gonna mess yourself up. And it's like, that's why you need to be educated and informed on how to do something properly, like the moves properly. Make sure you do them correctly. If you're getting started, take your time. Just because a girl in the video is doing like 20,000 reps doesn't mean you have to do 20,000 reps, because you have to do it properly. And also spreading information and knowledge about working out and eating healthy to your parents. It's really good. Maybe finding some like YouTube videos in Spanish, just because my mom speaks Spanish, that is just like, I have to teach her what's important and like how to live longer, basically. And I think in my family, my brother and I were kind of the ones that got into being active and eating healthy. And now like my uncles text us and are like, hey, I didn't see you at the track, where are you? And it's like, that is so, I love it, because it's just like, yes, if you're getting into fitness too, I'm so happy for you, because it's just like, you're trying to stay that active. And like, I think about it for yourself and for your family too. It's like, wow, you really like want to set an example for your family and your friends too. And it just makes me so happy. I don't know if you guys want to add on to that.
And like, yeah, so when I first started doing at-home workouts, I mean, I don't know about a lot of y'all, but I live in like a super tiny apartment with like a lot, we're crammed. And I know for sure I was shy, like, to work out in front of them. I was like, oh, they're going to see me do planks. Oh, they're going to see me do squats. This is weird. For sure I was shy when I first started. But I think I can't give advice as to, I think just consistency, because once I started doing it at like around the same time every single day, my family just kind of like blocked me out, like, oh, she's working out, oh, she's working out. So it's just like, as Steph said before, taking the first step. Like, even if you're shy, it's just taking that first step. That's all I have to say.
No, and same here, especially like just feeling like sometimes it's like how Kat was saying, like the confidence that you gain from just being able to like do the workouts and be like being proud of yourself, and like even hella going back to what Stephanie was saying at the beginning, is like celebrating that our body could move, that, like, you know, like being grateful for that, and like, you know, keep it going. And also like knowledge is power, like being able to like tell your parents, like your families and everybody about like how to stay healthy, like especially in child like culture, like we have like super like heavy like greasy food, or like the like all the meat and everything, and we just sometimes feel like that's the only thing we have, and like, no, we can make these hella healthy, and like, you know, let's be more active, let's work out, especially like it helps us live longer, it helps us have less things, especially in our family, like we have lots of like diabetes, or we have this and that, and like cholesterol. So my parents are like learning how to take care of themselves, and like we're taking care of ourselves together, which is really cool. But yeah, you know, just like make it like, you know, learn together. Yeah.
It just reminded me how my aunt called me the other day, and I was like, my aunts don't really call me a lot, and it's like, when she called me, she was like, hey, can you make me a workout for this Saturday, like in Zoomy? I want to work out with you. And it's like stuff like that. I feel like it's so cute, because it's like they see you as like an example, and it's like, I never thought that an older person would turn to a younger one for advice. And I realized that like they really do want to get into like active lifestyle. And also with my mom, when I take her hiking, she's like, I don't know, that mountain looks really, really big. And it's like, Mom, you just went through a really hard one. What do you mean? And it's like, I realized that after you do it for a long time, like let's say this hike is like 3 hours, after like the 2 hours, you're like, oh my God, like you start getting tired when you push yourself. And it's like proven, when you push yourself, also with studying too, and you don't give yourself a break, you do crash out. And it's like, I think that's why it's really important to take your breaks. And like when I went hiking with her, I was talking to her, I realized she was getting really unmotivated in the hike, and I was like, Mom, I was like, you just did a hard one, and there's people out there, Mom, that's when I tell her with the celebrating your body, that can't walk. There's people right now that are quarantined like in hospitals. I was like, you're able to come outside for a hike, and like you're only gonna do this for a couple hours, you can go home and stay indoors the whole time. But I also know to not push yourself too hard. My mom knew that she can do it, but she was just like not motivated to go across the mountain. But she was able to do it, and she did tell me, she's like, yeah, that's so true. That's like, there's people out there that can't can like move their legs, and it's just like, yeah, we have to celebrate our body, know what we can do, don't push ourselves too hard, and take a break. Like, yeah, I just want to add on to that, just this positive mindset, keeping the positive thinking. And I know it gets really hard because you get tired of doing it. It's like a lot of us, I feel like the three of us are very positive when it comes to many things, and it's like you guys are all laughing because you know it's true. Like, I feel like you see us do a lot of things, but we do have our moments where it's like we don't wake up positive that day at all. And it's like we do have those moments, and we do allow it to happen, you know, we just let it happen. We're not the sun today. So it's like we let it happen because it's normal. It's like, yes, we do have those moments, but we kind of, for me, when I have those like non-positive days, I keep my schedule going type of thing. And it's like I keep that schedule going, and maybe talking to, like, I love children, so when I would be in Davis, I would teach little kids how to swim. So maybe so I remember I woke up one day like really feeling out of it, like I don't want to do anything today, and it's like I had my workout and everything, still feeling bummed, like, you know. And then I went to go see those children, and they're just so happy. It's just like literally my mood changed completely. It's like it's just something, maybe you need something else that will bring you back to that positive mindset. But continue your goals. You can do it. You guys want to add anything else before I close the podcast? No? Okay. Thank you so much for our listeners for listening. We post 2 times a week to help our members stay engaged with CLCA and learn about interesting topics. If any of y'all want to video chat, Zoom us while working out, honestly, if you want to see me, if you want to send me snaps, do it. If you don't want me to see you and you just want me to like talk to you while you do your workout, you can Zoom me. I'll read and say you can do it. Or if you want me to give you like some little workouts or videos here and there, I can do it. Or I don't know if y'all would volunteer to do that too.
Yeah, you can reach out to me. Just because of quarantine, I like made a lot of cool workouts. So, like, instead of like doing like, I mean, it's reps, but like dancing workouts. Because my grandma.
Yes.
And I know a lot of YouTubers that have amazing videos. Some of them have like some the popular songs going on, and they make workouts for that. And there's a lot of like Zumba, there's a lot of jumping. Honestly, let us know and we'll like send you off to those links, because I know sometimes it could get annoying to just look for people. So I know a lot of us know different people, so it's like if you just contact us and say, hey, I want to do this, and like I like doing this, we'll send you off to that. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, we post on Instagram, our podcast, and Spotify, right? And then
YouTube.
This has been Chila Chats con CLCA, and we hope everyone's staying safe. Thank you guys for listening. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.